want to try that again. Might want to try that again.
already!
Just do what you can.
Now you piss me off!
What's that? A rusty old rocket? What's that doing here?
Gun is a man's weapon. That's that.
Welcome to the Shanghai Inn. It's 100 gil a night. Thank you.
This used to be a launch pad for SYW rockets. That leaning rocket there, that's SYW 26. It never got off the ground though. The rocket is called SYW 26. Its towering presence is what gave this village its name. Want to take a look at it with me?
Look up.
It never ceases to amaze me. I'm sorry I pestered you with my hobby. It isn't much, but let me give you this. I hope you'll make good use of it.
Welcome. This is an item store.
There's a Shinra logo on it. Tiny Bronco. Neat. Wish we had one of these.
Cloud, let's grab it. I love stealing from Shinra.
May I help you?
Nope, it's okay. We're just looking.
If you would like to use it, please ask the captain. He should be in his rocket. I'm Shara. And you?
Cloud.
I'm Yuffie.
Tifa, nice to meet you.
You're not with Shinra? I thought you were here to discuss restarting the space program. The new president, Rufus, is scheduled to come here. The captain's been restless all morning.
Rufus?
Some allied unit. Oh, yeah.
hell are you? What do you want?
We're looking for the captain.
Captain? Well, that's yours truly, of course. The name's Sid. Everyone calls me Captain, though. So what do you want? Hey, not bad for a kid. All right then, here it is. You know Shinra developed a lot of technology during the meaningless war, right? They might be peddling Mako now, but back then they were a weapons manufacturer. Well, in the middle of all of that, they created a rocket engine. We all went nuts at the thought of going up into space. Our dreams grew bigger and bigger. They poured stupid amounts of cash into the budget, made prototype after prototype. And this right here is the final model, Shinra 26. They chose the finest pilot in all of Shinra. No, the world. Me! I mean, you need to use your best, don't you? At last, we came to the launch day. Everything was going perfect. But because of that dumbass Shira, the launch was a failure. Then the penny pinching started. The upshot is Shinra retired the space program. After they told me the future of space had got all of my damn hopes out. As soon as they figured out they could turn Mako into money, it was all over. They didn't even so much as look at space travel again. Money, moolah, dinero, that's all that mattered to them in the end. They reduced my dream to a bunch of numbers. Look at this rust bucket. I was supposed to be the first man in space with this. Every day it leans a little more. At this rate, I don't know which of us will bite the dust first. My only hope is the president. My only hope.
Did the captain say anything?
Not really.
Oh?
Hey, Shira! What are you, blind? Why not use some initiative and bring our guests some tea? Half-wit!
I'm sorry.
Really, don't mind us.
Quit bubbling! Sit your ass in the chair and drink your goddamn tea! Ah, damn it! Now I'm just pissed. Shira, I'll be in the backyard tuning up the tiny Bronco. Tea for the guests. Get it done!
Man, who put chocobo poo in his coffee?
Sorry, this is our fault.
No. It's always like this.
Always? Why does Sid treat you so badly?
Well, he's like that because I was clumsy. I'm the one who destroyed his dream.
What happened?
Hey! Get your ass in gear! You work like a snail! Even the moon will take off waiting around for you!
I'm sorry.
How much longer are you gonna be checking those damn oxygen tanks? Shira, being cautious is all well and good, but it's pointless to go on checking them. They would rupture if hell did freeze over.
But...
No buts. You're not stupid, so step it up.
I'm sorry.
Captain, our dreams are finally coming true.
We are so proud to be part of the launch of Shinra 26.
Preparations are complete. All that's left is liftoff.
Yeah, back in no time.
All right, Captain. Fly our dreams into space.
Thanks, guys.
Safe journey.
Gauge is clear. Shinra 26, ready for liftoff.
Engine pressure rising. Shinra 26, 3 minutes to liftoff. Beginning countdown.
Finally. What the? What happened?
Captain Sid, we have an emergency situation. A mechanic still in the engine section of the rocket.
What'd you just say? Which one of those idiots is it?
I don't know. Activate the intercom in the engine section.
God damn it! Who the hell's still in there?
Captain, it's Shira. Don't worry about me. Please go ahead with the launch.
Shira! What are you still doing today?
I was concerned. The results from the oxygen tank test weren't satisfactory.
No, you fool! When this thing takes off, it's gonna be so hot in there, there ain't gonna be shit left to you! You're gonna be burned to a crisp! You're gonna die! Get it?
It's okay. As long as I can fix this, the launch will be a success. I'm almost done.
Almost done! You're gonna
The
die!
countdown's starting any second. Starting the engine.
Hey! Wait! Shira's still in there!
What should we do, Sid? If we abort now, it'll be another 6 months before the next launch.
Shit, Shira, you goddamn fool! You wanna make me a murderer?
Captain!
Is that you, Shira?
Line set up and tanks up. We're about to reach AA. We're all clear.
Shira, hurry up! You're gonna die!
Ignition in 30 seconds. Beginning countdown. Sid, forget about her. She'll never make it out in time.
What am I supposed to do?
Engine ignition in 15 seconds. Internal temperature rising.
Oh man, the moon, outer space, my dreams.
Igniting engine.
He threw the emergency shutdown switch to save my life. After that, the space program suffered cutbacks, and the launch was canceled. It's my fault. He didn't fulfill his dream. That's why it's all right. I have a debt to pay.
Shira, you still haven't served him tea.
I'm sorry.
Sit down already, Or ain't my hospitality good enough for you? They're late. Where's Rufus?
Hey! Long time no see! So, Sid, how you been?
Well, if it ain't Fat Man Palmer. How long were your lot figuring on keeping me waiting? So, when's the space program starting up again?
Hey! I don't know! The president's outside, so why don't you ask him?
Good for nothing, fat bastard. No change there then, huh?
Don't say fat! Ooh, hey! Tea! Can I have some too? With lots of sugar and honey and... Oh yeah, don't forget the lard!
What the? You got me all excited for nothing? Then what did you come here for?
We need you to hand over the tiny Bronco. We're going after Sephiroth, but it seems we've been searching in the wrong places up until now. We think we know where he's heading, but it means crossing the ocean. That's why we need your plane.
Holy shit! First the airship, then the rocket, and now the tiny Bronco! Shinra took space away from me, and now it wants to take the sky away from me too!
Oh my. You seem to forget it was because of the Shinra company you were able to fly in the first place. You do well to remember that.
What?
Excuse me. This way. You wanted to use a tiny Bronco, correct? I believe Palmer's going to take it. Maybe you should have a talk with him.
Why do I have to do this? I'm head of the space program!
We'll be taking the tiny Bronco.
I've seen you somewhere before. I know! The Shinra building! When the president was killed! Security!
Just do what you can. Come on. right, hang on, everybody! Whoa! Whoa! Sid!
What?
Hop on!
Oh, shit!
Hang on tight, everyone! Shit! The tail's been hit! I guess it's time for an emergency landing then?
It'll be a big splash. Hang on to your britches and don't go wetting them.
So you're saying the tiny Bronco won't be flying anytime soon, right? Can we use it as a boat?
Hell, do whatever you like.
Sid, what will you do now?
I don't know. I'm history with Shinra, and I've given up on the village.
How about your wife, Shara? Will she be alright?
Wife? Don't make me laugh. Just thinking about marrying her gives me the heebie-jeebies. What are you guys up to?
We're going after a man named Sephiroth. We'll have to take care of Rufus someday as well.
I don't know about any of that, but... sounds interesting. Sign me up.
How about it, everyone?
That's fine with me.
Glad to be aboard, shit for brains.
Shit for brains?
Yeah. Anyone going up against Shinra nowadays has got to be a tail short of a plane. I like it. So, where are we headed? Rufus was prattling on about following this Sephiroth of yours to the Temple of the Ancients.
What? Where's that?
Beats me. Jerkface Jr. was saying he'd been searching in the wrong locations and needed my plane. So I figure it's got to be someplace way off.
Let's just head for land and get some information. Temple of the Ancients. That name bothers me.
How about going west? No reason. No reason at all.
How to fly the tiny